So please, everyone here, everyone online, compose yourselves and sit up well. You look a bit crowded at the back. Make sure you have plenty of room around you. There's bags of room here. Come on, Asa, this way a bit. Everyone, just... Front row can stay. You can stay as you are. Don't come in front. Okay. So please, everyone, good posture. Sit up well. And you close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, you leave everything you've been doing, thinking about, worrying about, behind. You put it all down and you leave it. And you determine now to do your best to keep your attention, at least throughout this evening, here and now. And we commence, as usual, by bringing to mind the Buddha, reminding ourselves of our great teacher and inspiration, recollecting his perfect mind, a mind that was not only clear of any form of corruption or defilement, but far away, far distant from anything of that kind. A mind, too, of infinite compassion. A truly great and marvelous being, perfect in knowledge and vision. Now, when you recollect the Buddha, or when you happen to see an image of the Buddha, or even to think of the Buddha, be inspired to do what you can to cleanse your mind too of all greed, hatred, and delusion. And remember that as a great kindness, a great favor that you would be doing yourself and others, all those whom you might come into contact with. And do keep in mind loving kindness. This can be a difficult path at times. And you may find yourself facing areas of your being that you're not happy with or even might be quite ashamed of. So do remember to be kind to yourself, just as you should be kind to others, and caring of yourself and caring of others. But do also remember the good things that you do and the good that others do. And rejoice in those merits. Be pleased with yourself for doing the good things and indeed for doing what you're doing now. It's a great merit. And appreciate the good in others as well. But at the same time, be accepting of things as they are. Keep your mind steady, undisturbed. And apply that steady mind now as you remind yourselves of your human condition and what that really means. It means that we have been born, and as time passes we are growing older, which at first when we're quite young we don't mind. But then we suddenly realize there's no turning the clock back. We're just getting older and older. And then at almost any time, we can fall ill, catch some bug, break something. Some part of our body that we perhaps had never even heard of suddenly goes wrong. It's a precarious existence. And then, whatever we do, however hard you might look after yourself and eat all the right things and exercise and so on, without doubt, there will come a day when you will die. We will all die. All that lives must die. And let that bring a little urgency into your practice, to use the time you have, the opportunities you have, to the very best of your ability. So now check your posture, sitting up well, and quite deliberately gather and concentrate your mind. Determine not to let it go off in different directions, but only to focus on what you want it to focus on, which to begin with must be your body. Just be mindful and aware now of just what you're doing at this moment, just sitting. And then notice your breathing. And in particular, be aware of just where and how you feel or are aware of the breath. Now resolve to keep your attention just there, wherever it is that you feel the breath, wherever it is that you perceive the breath. Keep your attention there. And simply watch and be mindful and aware of each breath coming in, each breath going out. Try to remain absolutely still. Keep your mind with the breath. But if it does pull away and you suddenly realize that you're dreaming or you're thinking or whatever, attend. Apply bare attention. Just know what you're doing. Don't theorize, think about it, worry about it, criticize it. Just attend, bare attention. And note it if you like. And then let it go. And find the breath again. And again, do your best to just stay with each in-breath and each out-breath. So please, everyone, keep your very good, very still and silent sitting posture. Remain just as you are. And during the next few minutes, while I'm talking, all you need to do is to listen, to practice the art of listening. Now, some of you know that yesterday we had a small event here to honor Ajahn Chah. What you don't know is that in the middle of it, I had to take part in an online meeting. I had to address a meeting of the World Buddhist Scout Council. I had to give them a little pep talk. I've been involved with this organization off and on for quite a long time now. And yesterday, I reminded them first of the Scout badge, which probably most of you have seen. And you will be aware that there is a kind of point in the middle of it. And it's supposed to be a compass, the point of a compass pointing to the north. And its significance is that scouts go before others. They find the way and lead the way. And I made a point of that yesterday, of saying that they should lead the way in the practice of morality and kindness and helpfulness. And I believe really and truly that all Buddhists should be doing that. We live in a very troubled and unhappy world. And here we have the teachings of the Buddha, which could change all that dramatically. And I want to encourage Buddhist people to be careful of their practice, of the great gift that they have, to be worthy of it and to lead the way in establishing at least a more peaceful world than we have now. The Buddha has encouraged us to address this problem of suffering that all of us have to deal with in one way or another. At the beginning of these meetings, I ask you every time to be aware of the human condition, aging, sickness, and death, known in Buddhism as the divine messengers. There we have a very basic and obvious source of our trouble. We can do nothing about it. We have to come to terms with and deal with the fact that we are aging, that we can become sick, and we do become unwell from time to time, and inevitably we will die. But of course there's more. We often don't get what we want. Sometimes we get what we don't want. And we become frustrated and irritated, and so it goes on. And life really and truly for all of us, even those of us who are most fortunate, is not an easy business at all. And the Buddha has encouraged us to address this, to go to the source of our trouble, to find it and to do something about it. That's the first step of the Noble Eightfold Path. And the second. And then comes the establishment of a safe place, creating for ourselves an environment in which we can investigate our world and our experience. It's absolutely essential that we do this for ourselves, that we create this safe space. And we do it by being careful of how we speak, how we act, how you maintain your body, how you care for yourself. Being careful that in doing all of this you do no harm. That's the basic principle that underpins Buddhist morality. When you make that effort to do no harm, you create a safe space because, of course, you're not going to suffer from remorse. You're not going to be worried about what other people might do to you. You're not going to be afraid. You're going to be reasonably secure. And you give the benefit of security to those around you as well. And then you can look within yourself. You can begin to examine what is going on in your mind. And that's, of course, what we've been doing in our practice this evening. We bring our minds to a level of stability by concentrating, by doing our best to keep our minds on one thing. But then when they do move, when we are disturbed by some thought or feeling or memory or some sound or ache or pain or whatever, we can just observe that. Apply bare attention, just attend. No need for any theory. No need for any doctrine or dogma or anything, just pay attention. And with a mind that is reasonably still, paying attention like that, by degrees, you begin to understand the nature of things and where your suffering comes from. And when you begin to see where your suffering comes from, you can do something about it. Developing understanding means that you begin to change. You change your mind. And to deal with not only our own troubles, but the troubles of the world, we need to change minds. Because mind is behind all of it. Our inner attitude is behind everything that we know, everything that we see, hear, touch, taste, smell, think about. So we have this opportunity, this chance. And as we develop a mind which is becoming aware of things, aware of the nature of things, then we discover that everything speaks the Dhamma. Everything can teach us and guide us. That was how Ajahn Chah taught. That was how he lived. He saw the Dhamma everywhere. And it is all around us. Everything about us is changing. Nothing stays the same. And when we watch ourselves and we watch other people, the truth shines through. We see it. I was on a train once with Ajahn Chah, just the two of us. It stopped at somewhere like Hazelmere or Guildford, I can't remember which. And on it came a young woman, further down the carriage, very smartly dressed, carefully made up, and walking towards us as the train pulled out. And Ajahn Chah watched her carefully and then nudged me in the ribs and whispered in Thai, "Liar, there you are." There was a teaching. These bodies of ours are imperfect, but we take great pride in them, and we dress them up, and we try to convince ourselves and others that they are something other than they really are. And when you look around, you see what people do, what we all do, and how attached we become. We are to our presence. And what a mistake we're making. Holding on to something which is changing all the time and aging and far from perfect. But we can't help it, because until we investigate ourselves, until we begin to train our minds and become aware, we're trapped in our ignorance, in our misunderstanding of things. But we have a chance now to make things different, to change our minds, to look within us, to look within ourselves, and to see things for what they really are, and then to be able to let go of the attachments that we hold on to so tightly. Ajahn Chah was famous for talking about letting go. And his most memorable saying was, if you let go a little, you'll have a little peace. If you let go a lot, you'll have a lot of peace. If you let go completely, you'll have complete and absolute peace. Now that's easy to say, not so easy to really do. To be able to let go, we have to cultivate a mind of understanding. We have to begin to see for ourselves the true nature of things. So please give a little leadership to this troubled world. Care for yourselves. Create that safe space in which you can practice and develop your mind and learn to see things as they really are. To let go of attachment and to understand that all things are impermanent, unsatisfactory, and without self-substance or anything at all. And that is enough from me for tonight. We'll sit for just a little longer, and in these closing moments, please bring to mind loving kindness for yourself and for all beings. May you and all beings be well and happy. May you and all beings be free from all suffering. May you and all beings realize for yourselves the secure peace of Nibbana. Arahant Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi Swakato Bhagavanta Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Sanghang Namami. So thank you all very much for coming. Very good to see you all. I hope you have a good week and we'll meet again soon.